I'm Mr. James from Charm City Karate. This is our chat from the mat. This week we're talking about courage. We're going to talk about everyday dragons to give you an idea of how you can use courage in everyday life. So, what is courage? Courage is daring to do things that are hard but good. Courage is not being scared. Courage is not letting scared stop you. Courage can be saying no and sticking to it when all your friends want you to do something that you know you should not do. Courage can be doing something that you know is right even though it's not popular with your friends. All those things can take courage. So I'm going to give you guys a little story. Okay? Once upon a time, there was this prince. And the prince, although he had heard stories of a dragon, and he knew that dragons were big and fierce, and they could breathe fire, they could melt through rocks, they had huge, terrible claws and teeth as long as a man's arm, he'd never seen one. So one day, he got on his favorite horse, and he went riding through the countryside. And he was riding down a hill and rode into the woods. And as he went around a particularly large boulder, there was a dragon. And the prince pulled up his horse and he stopped. He was scared. And the dragon stopped for a second too. And the prince thought, maybe I should run away. Here's this huge dragon. And then the prince thought, probably get away. But the dragon was heading back along the path towards the village and the castle. And if the prince ran away, the dragon would probably go to the village and the castle, and it would kill and eat everybody. So the prince drew his sword, and he got his shield into position. He took a deep breath, summoned up all his courage, and he charged at the dragon. And the dragon, totally shocked by this, turned around and ran away. Now, Prince saved the village and the castle, and he was a hero for the rest of his life. My question for you is, do you think the prince had courage? Of course he did. Scared out of his mind, but he still rode at the dragon. Do you think that you still need courage today? Of course you do. Now you're thinking, there's no dragons, Mr. James. Well, there aren't big, snooty, long-toothed, clawed dragons like in the story, but there's still things like that. There are problems that you have in your life, things that you have to do that'll scare you, that you could think of like dragons. Things that you have to overcome. Things like admitting you're wrong when you are. That one is really hard. That one takes a lot of courage, especially for adults. Or doing what's right even when everybody else isn't. That can be really hard sometimes. Like if all your friends are going to climb over the fence and go swimming in the pool even though it's closed, and you're not going to do it. That can take a lot of courage. Or going up and making friends with the newest kid in the school and nobody else is. Or even just going up and making a new friend all by yourself. When I was a kid, I had a horrible time making friends. I was just no good at it. I don't know. I would get all scared when I went up to new people to say hi to them and get all like choked up. Most of my friends that I met when I was a little kid were because somebody else came up to me. They had the courage to come to me and say hi. Obviously, I got over that, but when I was a kid, very bad at it. Another thing that takes a lot of courage is saying no when other people try to get you to do something that you know is not right. That can be really hard to do, especially if they're your friends or there's a large group of them, but you know it's not right. That's called peer pressure. Positive peer pressure can be a really good thing. Negative peer pressure is a really bad thing. You need to learn to resist that. That takes a lot of courage. And another thing that can take a lot of courage is when you have something that you really like to do that nobody else you know likes to do. Like maybe you like to play the flute, and none of your friends like to play the flute. So whenever you're getting ready to go to flute practice, your friends are like, "That's dumb. Why do you do that? Nah, 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 you should do that, nah, nah." And they all give you a hard time about playing the flute. Now you might be tempted to just go, "Yeah, flute's dumb. I'm going to stop." It's not dumb. You like it. You should continue to do it. Have the courage to do what you like to do and stand up for it. Okay? It doesn't matter if it's flute or karate or swimming or nail painting or whatever. If it's something you like, you have the courage to stand up for it and do it because it's what you like. All right? Don't let others sway you. All right, so I'm Mr. James. This was our chat from the mat on courage. Slay that dragon. I'll see you in class.